Sawadee Cap viewers. Today's story comes to us from Greg, tuning in all the way from the USA, though as you'll soon hear, the USA hasn't quite been home for him in quite a while. Greg's journey begins a few years back when a visit to Thailand quickly turned into a permanent relocation. What started as a chaotic period amidst a divorce blossomed into an unexpected life abroad, fueled by the allure of a new culture and a yearning for something different. After navigating the often baffling world of dating in Thailand, his path took a dramatic turn when he met a woman at a shopping mall, a moment he describes as love at first sight. Their relationship, however, was far from a fairy tale. It was a challenging dance of cultural differences, personal growth, and intense family drama, including a shocking incident involving sin, sought demands that tested their bond to its absolute limits. Ultimately, it's a powerful tale of resilience, compromise, and finding profound love against all odds. My initial visit to Thailand feels like a lifetime ago now, even though it was only, 4 or 5 years back. Like pretty much everyone I've ever talked to about it, I absolutely loved it. And unlike most, I came to visit and never actually went back to my homeland. Yeah, I guess you could say I was totally captivated by the rock star status Thai ladies seem to effortlessly bestow upon youngish, fit, mildly attractive Farang men. Let's be honest, it's a heady mix, especially when you're navigating a messy divorce. That relocation decision, made amidst the emotional chaos of disentangling myself from a genuinely lovely Chinese-American woman who, bless her heart, wasn't letting go while I was stateside, has turned out to be mutually beneficial. We're both genuinely happier now than we ever were together. We've been a couple for years, but thankfully we never had kids. And looking back from 2025, with all the pain of that breakup still a vivid memory, I honestly cannot fathom how exponentially more difficult it would have been if children had been part of the equation. Before I even landed in the land of smiles, I devoured every article on this site, top to bottom. So, I thought I was ready for the sick mothers, dead buffaloes, and etc. stories. Consider it my initial on-the-job training for the encounters that inevitably followed my arrival. For a while, it was a blur of brief trysts with a seemingly infinite number of ladies, pros and non-professionals alike. I guess I could have fallen for any of them, but my heart isn't easily given away. I dated high-class college students who drove BMWs, middle-class girls who managed shops or worked hotel reception, and yes, I dabbled with low-class bar girls too. I had my fun, my inner self certainly had a blast, but none of those encounters felt particularly fulfilling. Turns out I'm just not the hit it and quit it type. Who knew? Then, about 18 months ago, so sometime in late 2023, everything completely changed. I was just browsing for some clothes in Mike's shopping mall, and then all of a sudden I saw her. She was just selling shirts, but my heart literally hit the floor. I know, it sounds like a load of rom-com garbage, but it was love at first sight. Yes, I'm cringing as I type that, but it's the honest, cheesy truth. She was, without a doubt, the most beautiful, captivating woman I had ever laid eyes on. And I'm not some yokel from the Australian outback who sees a hot chick once in a blue moon. I grew up in Los Angeles, worked in the city most of my adult life. I saw models, actresses, and other gorgeous creatures walking around all the time. But this girl, she was different. I knew I had to talk to her, but her sheer presence just completely threw me off my game. I needed to know if there was anything upstairs. And no, guys, I'm not talking about cup size here. I was so utterly incapable of uttering a single coherent phrase, I just left. Yeah. What a pathetic, spineless wuss. Even now, in 2025, I still can't believe I walked away from that initial moment. You better believe I came back later though. Otherwise, this would be a very short, very frustrating story, wouldn't it? I pulled myself together, mentally rehearsed 1,000 opening lines, and then proceeded to talk to her every single day for the next few weeks. I asked about her likes and dislikes, played the whole getting to know you game, blah blah blah. I did all the painstaking stuff one has to do to even dream of dating a good girl in Thailand. It felt like forever, but I finally got her to agree to go out with me. Our dates weren't exactly culinary adventures, watching her eat fish and rice, rice and fish, or for a truly dynamic shift, fish, oil and rice. Wasn't exactly thrilling, but hey, I got to spend time with her. That was the point. During our initial time together, I slowly realized she was fundamentally a good person, but boy, was she spoiled rotten when I met her. Despite growing up as a seemingly poor farm girl in rural Sakayo, she owned 14 Barbies. Seriously, what the heck? It was baffling. As I dug deeper, the puzzle pieces started to fit. Her father, it turned out, came from a wealthy, well-educated family, but had a major falling out with his parents decades ago, resulting in him being banished. Obviously, this had some serious financial ramifications for his kids, but it also made my lady quite different from her friends. Her family, unlike many others, relentlessly stressed education. All 3 children, 2 girls and 1 boy, were at the top of their respective classes. They all speak English remarkably well, and my lady even knew Luxembourg was a country in Europe and could point it out on a map. Go figure. She genuinely lived a fairly pampered life for a Thai. Her parents worked tirelessly all day, yet they never once demanded that any of the children work on the farm. Moreover, they outright refused to allow the children to do any physically demanding labor. Their simple request: study hard and tidy up the house once in a while. Simple enough, right? Wrong. My spoiled little wife-to-be would flat out refuse to clean when her parents asked. She'd only clean when she felt like it. And that wouldn't occur until at least a few days after the parental request was made. What a control freak. Suffice it to say, our early days were difficult. She'd try that classic Thai girl maneuver of walking away when we disagreed, probably expecting me to come running after her each time. But she'd always return a few hours later. She tried that ridiculous baby pouting thing Thai girls do, but I'd just completely ignore her when she acted that way. A few weeks into our relationship, she even asked me to buy her some gifts, and I simply said no. I'm sure in her eyes that meant I didn't love her, but I was adamant I didn't want her to be with me for financial reasons. I consistently led her to believe I was a poor, low-class member of society, that I could never give her the material possessions others had offered. One guy actually wanted to buy her a car. What's up with that? They weren't even together. Although that statement was entirely untrue, I come from a wealthy family. I have a graduate degree in finance, and I've held senior management positions with multi-billion-dollar enterprises back in LA. I desperately wanted her to be oblivious to that. All she knew was that I was essentially an unemployed failure living in Thailand who refused to work here. Granted, I was a bum who didn't have to work for a few years, so I couldn't have been too badly off financially, but what else could I do to mask that? Now, At this point, I'm sure anyone still reading is thinking, what the hell is this idiot talking about? His relationship sounds awful. I've dated Farang ladies who were less of a pain in the ass than his. God damn, at least he could throw us a bone and talk about all the crazy boom they're having. Sorry folks, no sexual revelations here. And yes, there's some validity to the "this relationship sucks" argument to this point. But that's only because I'm telling the complete story. The good, the bad, and the catastrophically ugly. I'm not here to blow sunshine up your rear ends and claim it's easy to make it work with a Thai lady. It isn't. It's work sometimes, demanding real effort, but it's also incredibly rewarding. I guess the real turning point in our relationship came when we, together, bought and read a Thai Farang relationship book. I think the name was Thailand Fever or something similar, and for the life of me, I still can't find the physical copy. She handles the house, so I suspect she stashed it in one of the mattresses or something. Hey Stick, if you're reading this, it had your recommendation on the back. Could you supply the name? I genuinely appreciate it. I hate giving recommendations because I'm as screwed up as anyone. But I honestly believe anyone serious about being with an Asian lady should read that book. It's ingeniously written, in English for him and in Thai for her. That book helped my wife and I understand the tremendous differences in how our cultures view the world, family, relationships, and yes, honesty. We went from a couple who often looked at each other with utter disbelief to two people who now have a much better understanding of the other's mindset. It probably sounds like I'm overstating the importance of this book, but I truly believe that if my first wife and I had read it, our relationship might have actually worked. As for my current and final wife, I don't think we'd be together today without it. Another pivotal period occurred when, at my request, she gave up a well-paying job that she genuinely loved. After only a few months of dating, I wanted to get to know her better, so I asked her to resign. She was hesitant, but she did it for me. I know many Farangs think Thai women are lazy, but that is absolutely not the case with my wife. She adored her job, and she went a little stir-crazy when she didn't have to work anymore. As for my reasons, I just couldn't go on. Seeing her for an hour or two each day, and then only for several hours, on the whopping 3 vacation days she was allotted each month. She was so exhausted daily that our dates initially consisted of brief conversations, some food, and then goodbyes. How in the world can Thai couples build a loving relationship when they practically never see each other? Oh, anyway, she quit, and we were finally able to spend a lot of quality time together. It was amazing. So, what did all those hours together teach me? Well, they taught me how to pay her family's bills. Just joking. Mostly. No. Seriously. I learned that not only was my lady the most beautiful woman in the world to me, but she also treated me like a king. She takes care of all the household duties, including apparently hiding books. And she cooks some of the most amazing dishes. I even eat food from street vendors now. Never thought I'd do that. Thank Buddha she's not from Isan, because I might actually try some of those fried bugs if she was. I was pretty close-minded when we met, but she has genuinely opened my eyes to so many things. For the first time in her life, she now eats Western food, and she likes it. Sometimes we'll even have a lively debate about what to eat, with her wanting Farang food and me desiring Thai. It's a crazy world. Together, we learned to compromise. So there we were, all the love, all the compromising, all the happiness. And then, boom, the bomb dropped. Why is it that when things are going perfectly, someone just has to go and piss in your Cheerios? To make a long story even longer, my sweetie and I decided we wanted to get married, and then her family got involved. For the very first time in my entire Thai experience, there was no doubt I was a Farang, and that meant something very specific to them. They wanted me to pay for the wedding. They wanted 700,000 baht for sinsot, all of which, they made clear, was to go to the family, not back to me or to my wife. And they wanted 10,000 baht per month. Don't you just love the way love and money go hand in hand with some Thai families? And now, for the decision I will regret for the rest of my life. I agreed to pay for a modest wedding. I agreed to send 5,000 baht to her mother for the rest of her life. My wife's father had died 2 weeks after we started dating, and she is the youngest child. So this is enough for her mum to live fairly well in Sakeo. Granted, she won't be driving a Benz or anything, but she'll have plenty of food and her necessities. She does have 2 other children who help out also, and I've also pitched in more than my share. Both times my mother-in-law has gone to the hospital. This is where I turn into the bad guy. What about the sinsot, you ask? I politely refused to pay it. And this is the part that still haunts me. I should have paid the stupid fee. I had the money, but I just didn't think it was right. I fundamentally don't agree with a policy whereby I'm required to pay for my bride. The very process of buying people makes me sick. I realize that the Thais view this process differently, as a dowry or a way to show respect, but my opinion is that it's just wrong. I had explained my ideology to my lady when we first started dating, and she had agreed to my terms. I gently reminded her of this pertinent fact just prior to the dreaded marriage meeting with her family. The family, however, apparently didn't get the memo. So, what does a Thai family do when they don't get their money? First, they simply walk away. I said goodbye to my fiancée, and she went to try to smooth things over with the family. I didn't know it at the time, but what followed was a huge argument. The family trying to make my lady obedient, and my lady trying to live her own life. The result? They kidnapped her. They threw away her clothes, or maybe sold them, I don't even know. Everything but what she was wearing. They took her to another relative's apartment. They took her phone, they didn't tell me anything. I couldn't find her or talk to her for 2 horrific days. Then finally, she showed up at my apartment. Both eyes had gashes and she was bruised all over. They had beaten her. I took her straight to the hospital. The doctor said she'd be okay after a few weeks of healing. Thai love, huh? It never ceases to amaze in the darkest ways. Like I said before, I hate giving advice. But now, when anyone asks me about it, I just say, pay the freaking sin, sot. You simply don't want to be responsible for the kidnapping and torture of the woman you love. I'm not saying that this will happen to anyone else, but please, please do not underestimate the cruelty of a Thai family when money, control, or saving face is involved. I pride myself on being a very giving, kind person, but I will always hate myself for the decision I made that day. I permanently placed a wedge in her very, very important relationship with her family. That one decision will haunt me for the rest of my life. So, how do I transition from that sinsot nightmare? Honestly, I don't really know. I'm starting to wish I didn't even write this submission, just revisiting that pain all over again. Anyway, Here we go. What did she and I do? Well, we got married anyway. She went against her family's wishes. And by doing that, she made me the luckiest man on earth. I still can't even fathom how difficult that must have been for a traditional Thai lady, but she did it. Her strength is honestly astonishing, and it makes me love her more every single day. After a few months, my wife healed physically and quite nicely too. Now in 2025, when I walk with her, I'm actually pretty shy because of all the attention she still gets. I used to get a kick out of it when we first went out. I'd feel like I was the man. My feelings in this regard changed dramatically the moment we got married. I never blame her for all the looks she gets. She's been viewed that way her entire life. And honestly, in a way, I actually feel sorry for her. As for the guys who stare, how can I blame them? I was once one of those guys who stared at her like she was on fire, and in truth, I still am. As for the psychological healing, it's definitely still occurring. That brutal event happened way back in February of 2005, so it's been a long road, but she has bounced back incredibly well so far. She's forgiven her brother and her mother. I have not. Apparently her mother cried and said she was sorry. I didn't see it, but that's what my wife said. A part of me is glad that they renewed their relationships. I never wanted her to have to choose between her family and me, but another part still longs for revenge. But this is Thailand, and I know who will get the short end of that stick. Sorry about all that sad stuff, I just had to vent. I haven't discussed it with anyone, including my own family, because I believe it would make them look at my wife in the wrong light. I guess some Farangs have issues with face too. Okay, enough with the depressing crap already. So, what about me? How in the hell did I get so lucky? Although my wife doesn't run into walls or fall down the stairs, I sometimes suspect that she's truly blind. She has this amazing way of seeing past my many faults, letting me be authentically me, sometimes controlling, sometimes temperamental, sometimes stubborn, while continuously being supportive and loving. Damn, I'm lucky. I do have one or two good qualities myself, I suppose. I'm very romantic. I still pull out her chair for her when we eat. I carry her in my arms when the streets are flooded, and I send flowers and stuffed animals to her on special days. I better stop now because I'm sounding totally pussy-whipped. One other note that still blows my mind. When I told her happy birthday last April 13th, I was the first person in her entire life to ever do that. And I also asked for her real name, not just her nickname, when we first started dating, and those of her family members. She really appreciated that, and actually looked at me in disbelief when I inquired, is that a cultural faux pas or something, to ask for their real name? During our time together, my wife has genuinely learned to appreciate the little things. Here's an interesting story. I bought her a real bottle of Chanel No. 5 from an upscale store in Bangkok way back when. She still has the shopping bag, and that was forever and a day ago. That's just too cute to me, and it constantly makes me smile and appreciate all the tiny things that please her so very much. So all is fine and dandy now, right? Or is it? Like all couples, we still have a few things we're working on. One such item has, hilariously, been referred to on this site as intellectual curiosity. This really drove me crazy sometimes. My wife used to read those freaking Thai comic books all the time. You know, the ones you see every street vendor reading throughout Thailand. How they could waste so much time on those things is beyond me. They're learning nothing. But in the last 6 months or so since late 2024, she has finally compromised. She now reads Thai newspapers instead. When we met, I bet she couldn't even name the Thai Prime Minister. But now, when we're sitting in Starbucks, reading newspapers in our respective languages, we'll frequently talk about Shinawatra, the goings-on in the South, and so forth. Thai ladies can and will transform if you let them know it's important to you and if you provide positive reinforcement. Sometimes Thai ladies are like children. You have to subtly take away the things they cherish most. In this case, my attention and approval. Now, in mid-2025, the real battle is about to begin. I am taking her back to America in early 2026. I simply can't sit here at the beach forever. It was fun for a little while, but now I want to get back to real life, back to a different kind of challenge. I'm acutely aware that the true success of a relationship is measured over years and decades, not just months. But I honestly believe that we have built a solid foundation for that success. Even though we've become best friends, lovers, and spouses, we still have some major adjustments to make. We must adjust to not being together 24/7, something I never thought I could do before, but something I've actually grown to cherish. My wife will also have to adjust to the hectic lifestyle that LA provides. She'll have to learn how to drive a car in LA-style traffic. She'll have to learn to work with non-Thai colleagues for the first time. She'll have to continue to provide for her family back in Thailand. And she'll have to continue to be the sweet, loving person that I fell in love with. But in return, she will have a husband who loves her very, very much. And she will be treated like the little princess she truly is. Let me close by stating that I am sure I will get some comments regarding the flaws in my dating methodology, and there will likely be others who believe that I am lying. But when you post something on the internet, I guess you're just subjecting yourself to ridicule. Please be gentle. Thanks for your time, gentlemen, and good luck with those Thai ladies. What a journey Greg has shared with us today. From the initial allure of Thailand and navigating the complexities of cross-cultural dating, to the intense trials of family expectations and that truly harrowing sin-sought ordeal. His story is a testament to the power of love and the challenges of compromise. It's clear Greg and his wife built something incredibly strong, facing down obstacles that would break many. I'd love to hear what you think about Greg's experiences. What was the most surprising part of his story for you? Have you ever faced such intense cultural clashes in a relationship? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. If you were moved or intrigued by Greg's candid account, please give this video a like. And if you want to hear more unfiltered stories from around the globe, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for our next story.